Welcome to another edition of Cranky Motorsports. It's been a while since I did a video, and I figured it's about time. And there's a good reason why it's about time. Plow Day 2024 is happening. It's actually in 2 weeks, and I don't have anything ready for it. But just found out a couple of days ago that it's happening. Found out that myself and my whole family's going. So I got a whole bunch of tractors I gotta get working, get cleaned up, and ready to rock and roll. I think this year, if I can get it going, I'm going to try to bring my OG GT18. I have to put a carburetor on that Onan P220G because it's not running right. I do have it, so I'm going to try to do that. My son Jake's tractor needs a carburetor as well, or at least a carb cleaning, so I'm going to pull the carb off of that little 6.5 horse Predator and try to get that thing running correctly. And then, I don't know what else I'm going to take. Obviously, there's 4 of us going. I kind of thought about maybe bringing 5 tractors this year just because I like having a spare in case anything goes wrong. But we'll see how I feel like loading the trailer up this year. Last year, the trip was really rough with my truck having all kinds of issues. The truck is fixed now. It does still have a little bit of boost creep sometimes, or the blow-off valve is opening up when it's not supposed to. So hopefully it'll tow fine. I mean, I've been towing with it all winter, getting pellets and things like that, and it hasn't been an issue. So I don't really think it's going to be an issue towing all these tractors, but it is, you know, about 650, 700 miles round trip, something like that. It's 6.5 hours each way from my house to Pennsylvania and back. But I'm going to get ready for Plow Day. So let's get at it. Let's see what we can get running and what we decide to take. I'd like to take a couple of diesels with me. I'd like to take a couple of gas tractors with me. So we'll see how it goes. Let's get into it. Nice sunny day, but we had snow last night. See, it's all melting. Well, it took me a little while because in usual fashion, I had bought a new carburetor for this thing like 6-7 months ago, and I misplaced it. So I spent an hour looking for it. But now that I finally found the carburetor, I swapped it out. This is a, Chinese knockoff Nikkei carburetor for an Onan P220G, which is what's in this tractor right now. I have all the connections for the throttle and the choke hooked up, the fuel lines hooked up, got the exhaust back on, new gaskets. I sealed the entire intake manifold with copper forma gasket, which is why it's now all over my coat, my hands, my wedding ring, my pants. It's like never sees. You get it on yourself and it gets absolutely everywhere. So now that I got those things fixed, I got the carburetor on. I didn't put the air cleaner back on yet. Let's see if she starts and runs better than she used to. That's not promising. Sounds like she's flooding, which is not good. It was not flooding before. that is about 11,271,5 better than it was. Before, what would happen was when the engine would warm up, you'd give it more throttle past about half throttle and it would act like it was just flooding out. It would go, and it would just chuff smoke out the exhaust. So definitely there was something wrong with the other carburetor. I had taken the original Nicky carb apart 3 or 4 times, and I all started having issues on this when I welded this exhaust up about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. And it just started running crappy, so I thought it was because I put a freer flowing muffler on it that it didn't have enough fuel. So I took the fuel jet out of the Nicky carb, drilled it out a tiny bit at a time, a couple of thousandths at a time, and that didn't make any difference. So I might have gone too far. There might have been a piece of dirt that was stuck in it that blew out in all the work I did on it. But now this tractor is fixed, and I kind of want to take this to Plow Day specifically because this is my OG tractor. This is the tractor that I grew up using. My dad bought this in 1982, the year I was born, and I used this tractor my whole life. So I've told this story before. When I bought my first house in 2009, my second oldest brother actually had this, and my dad said if you can find him a snowblower and a push mower, you can take the tractor. So I ended up with the tractor, and through all kinds of issues that I had with it, threw a rod in the original motor, replaced the engine in it, a whole bunch of stuff, and then I sold it, and then I got it back a couple years later. A good buddy of mine bought it back and gave it to me. So I can't get rid of this tractor. It's a cool machine. Now that I got it running right, I got to clean some stuff out from in front of it, take it out and bomb around in the snow. And if I can keep this thing running good, I'm going to take it to Plow Day. This one I really wanted to take with me. The only thing I need to do is maybe put a heat shield between the battery and the engine, although this one doesn't really get that hot because it has these big heat shields that go over the whole exhaust. So I'm going to put the air cleaner back on it, the heat shields back on it, and then we'll take out Mr. Plow. We'll take out my nephew's Jeep here. We'll take it outside and do some romping in the snow. And if this thing stays running well, this is coming with me. I am so excited. I'm so happy this is running right. It's been messed up for, like I said, 2.5 years at least. And this will be a fun machine to take with us. P220G 20 horse Onan came out of a GT6000, and it runs great. It's an awesome motor for this machine. So that means if I take this one with me, I got to rip the ags off of something. Maybe I'll take them off of my loader there. I don't know. But I got to put ags on this thing because I'm definitely going to need them. Unless I wanted to go old school and just run Sears turfs and chains, I could always do that too. That'd be cool. But let me throw this thing back together. I'm so happy.